Hi, I'm Bill Mosley, and you're in the horror basement with Jim Jam and Johnny Leroy. Lick my plate, you dog dick.
This episode of the Horror Basement is brought to you by CreepyCon 2017 in Knoxville, Tennessee, September the 8th. For more information, go check them out at creepyknoxville.com. Welcome to the Horror Basement, Tennessee Horror News Podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Johnny Leroy, and as always, we got Jim Jam here with us.
Jim Jam here.
Today, we have some of the women from the Evil Dead, 1981 classic.
Cult classic.
Yeah, cult classic. Yeah, that's what I was thinking of, cult classic, but then I thought about cults, and then anyways.
Already getting off topic.
I don't know, Theresa, Tilly, and Betsy Baker will be with us today.
Yep, so that's definitely exciting to have
Yeah.
some OG Scream Queens.
Yeah, OG horror icons.
Hell yeah.
So, away we go. All right, everybody. So, in today's podcast, we have Theresa Tilly and Betsy Baker from the cult classic Evil Dead. How are y'all today? We appreciate y'all being here.
Well, this is Betsy talking. I'm just fine. Teresa? Hi, Betsy. I am fine also. It's good to be in Tennessee again.
Oh, yeah.
So, with this film, I mean, what's it like being part of that franchise, The Evil Dead, and it carrying over for y'all, like, pretty much horror icons from this one, low-budget film? How does that feel?
Betsy, do you want to answer? Sure. How does it feel to be in a cult film of this sort after so many years? Well, it's pretty surprising. I think both Theresa and I, and I'll let, of course, Theresa speak for herself, but it has surprised us over the years. When we first did it, of course, we were a lot younger. We had different thoughts as to whether this was even going to be a successful film or not, or successful meaning even get to be finished. And so the fact that it's not only finished, but that it's, being seen now around the world or being banned in some foreign countries for some years and being such a cult hit with the great fans that we have, it's pretty surprising.
And just to add to what Betsy said, I think that we were embarrassed initially about being in this movie. First of all, we didn't really believe it was ever going to be seen. We had many nights on the shoot looking at each other with our eyes rolling and shrugging our shoulders like, this is going to be a movie? I mean, we were really questioning the credibility of it. And then it came out with not much of a splash. And in fact, I don't even think it had much of a theatrical release because it was rated so low. So we all kind of just forgot about it and didn't put it on our resumes. Really were embarrassed about it until 20 or so years later, when we discovered that people were actually watching it.
Oh yeah, they definitely are.
Yeah, because at that time, I remember as a kid, like 8, 9 years old, because my uncles were watching it. And it's just crazy, like, just seeing that, because I didn't get to watch the original, at that age. I just happened to walk in on it. And just seeing the gruesomeness of that, like, it was just like, what the... It was a shock, honestly. To me at such a young age. But so it was that bad on set for y'all to just to write it off?
Go ahead, please. Go ahead. Well, none of us have been in a movie before. We were all doing things like modeling and auto shows. I don't know if you've ever been to an auto show, but you stand in front of the car and talk about how beautiful it is. We had done commercials in theater and stand-up comedy, but we had never done a movie. So it was something out of our, not really in our experience. And for it to be our first, it was really like, wow, what did we sign up for here? We were working through the night with very little sleep. The conditions were not something that we were used to. We all came from, we had heat in our house. We had bathrooms in our house. This cabin had nothing. And we spent most of the time shooting in that cabin. So, and Sam was 19, 20 years old. He didn't know really what he was doing either. So it was a real adventure.
Well, I'd say so. I think we saw something about that cabin didn't originally have a basement, or don't have a basement. They dug a 4-foot hole. Is that true?
Yeah, the cabin just did not have a basement whatsoever. It was a raised cabin, about 2 or 3 feet, and so actually a lot of the basement scenes took place in an entirely different location. Actually, I think it was Michigan, wasn't it, Theresa?
It was in Marshall, Michigan, which is really near where Tom Sullivan still lives, and lived then too. I think it was his garage or something.
Oh,
so
they had to rebuild the floor to show the effect of what happened in the basement, and in terms of Ellen or Shelley coming out of the basement. But the basement in which they actually walked down and found all the relics that were, quote, stored in the basement was indeed not in Tennessee, but in Michigan.
But back to your point, Jim Jam, they did have some scenes of Alan, Cheryl, falling into the cellar. Yeah. And that was a 4-foot area that they dug out of the cabin so that they could film her flying into it or falling into it or being knocked into it. And there were a few occasions where she was hit and was supposed to fall backwards into it, and she kind of missed and hit her head. So that was an exciting moment.
Oh, I'd say so.
Yeah, I heard it was pretty dangerous on set, actually, or watch something that, like the effects and everything. It wasn't, I don't know, like a real gun was used to shoot at a prop, and they actually broke the window.
Oh, you mean the chainsaw over my neck? Yeah. just
the real one. That was
a real one.
Real.
And a real running one. Just to summarize, 90% of the stunts that you did see or that appeared real were real, and about 98% of the stunts would never be allowed on today's film set without, a stunt person or without a medic there or without, a real expert or without dummy props. So, yeah, we did the real thing.
Wow.
Yes, and even the eyes. I'm sure you've read about how they used these old-fashioned contact lenses called Scalarian lenses, and they were opaque, so you couldn't see out of them. So we were essentially doing these stunts blind.
That's insane.
And that's always tricky, especially if you're not a stunt person.
Yeah, so.
That's crazy. Like, to be in your first film and just, you're going to put this in, you're going to be acting blind. I see why y'all are like, what did I sign up for?
Well, it's funny that you mentioned that because none of that was in the script or in the contract. It was all like, what? This is what they mean by the woods go after Ellen? Oh, we didn't know that. It wasn't in the script.
Oh, yeah. Oh, by the way, the tree takes advantage of you.
Yes, that was not in the script.
Oh, yeah, they probably wouldn't have got no one to sign up.
I think the other thing that was beneficial about what Theresa said, that was our first film project, and we were thrown all these loops and thrown all these obstacles and no stunt people, et cetera, it actually made every project after that, even up till today, a piece of cake.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was thinking that.
So now y'all got advantage over everybody else.
Yeah, that's right. That's a that advantage.
Is life better as a Deadite?
I don't know if life's better. It's different. That term just came out about, 10 years ago or so. I'm not even quite sure what a Deadite means. Is it a zombie? No. Is it a creature from another world? No. Is it, because we're not really zombies.
Yeah.
Ash doesn't really kill zombies. We turn into these
Like
demonic
demon.
figures.
Yeah.
Evil.
Possessed.
So I don't know if life is better as a Deadite. I prefer to live life as I am.
Yeah.
Does Deadite mean that you were in Evil Dead? Is that what Deadite means?
I think the Deadite is like the possessed demons or possessed people or whatever. I think that's what it is.
Okay. Well, in terms of my marriage and being a Deadite, it's been we have to do a lot of Deadite therapy. But other than that, we enjoy being part of the cult, and people recognizing that we were in the movie. I think all of us are just kind of in shock that we continue to go to conventions and fans love meeting us because we were in this movie. I mean, it's that part is really kind of fun.
Oh, yeah. Did y'all get approached by stars to do anything in the TV show? Because I know
yeah, we've done it.
Go ahead, Al. We've all had some clips from the original movie, which stars asked if they could use. So we were in the original, the pilot of Ash vs. Evil Dead. And then Ellen has since gone and done a cameo, I think in season 2.
Yeah, okay.
Was it season 1 or season 2? I think it's, I'm not sure. But she's in it. She's actually has a current role in it.
Okay. Yeah, I just recently got done with both seasons, and yeah, it's definitely a really gory show. I know that.
Right.
Well, I have to tell you, if you've finished watching 2 seasons, you're a better man than I am, because I haven't been able to watch them at all.
Well, it's a lot of gore, and
yeah.
That's what Evil Dead was, the original movie too. I mean, that the very ending with that animation goes on with a skeleton, throwing up and all those things.
Yeah.
That's not necessarily something I, enjoy that much, but I know people do. They love over the top stuff, and I'm glad. I'm happy that they found a show that does it. And it's all. What I like about it is that it's done in sort of with a sense of humor.
Yeah, that's why Ash is very arrogant in the TV show.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he has become more arrogant, I guess, because he's been such a survivor over all these years after the original Evil Dead, and so he figures, if I can live through all of this stuff, I can, be as arrogant and cocky as I want. And quite frankly, the fans love it. So.
Oh yeah, it's pretty funny to watch, and it's pretty funny to watch. See how many episodes all of them get covered in blood.
Right.
Because every episode they get covered in blood.
It's kind of funny. I mean, there's no other TV show like that.
No, it's.
I guess that's why it's on Stars.
It definitely have to be on.
Something like that where they can show whatever they want to show.
Yeah.
Right. Well, that's what it's kind of great right now for television. There's a channel for everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure. So, how many conventions do y'all do a year? Or do y'all continually travel every year, or is it just every once in a while?
Well, I guess last year we did 3. We typically do about 3. Some years we don't do any, but I think for the most part, since we started doing this back in 2001, we've been doing about 2 or 3 a year, I would say. We're actually scheduled to go to London in November.
Oh, wow.
And that's, London is in December, but we are also looking at doing a few more shows in Europe. So we get a lot of email from European fans who keep saying, when are you going to come here? Well, we're going to try to make that happen fairly soon. So be on the lookout on the Facebook page, and you'll hear when we're coming, because we post it.
Awesome.
That's pretty amazing, being able to, from this, like you said, film, and being able to travel overseas to meet people. Do people come in from overseas to these conventions and meet y'all?
Oh, it happens a lot. You'd be surprised. I mean, they save their money, or they have waited and waited to see either the ladies of the Evil Dead or the entire cast of Evil Dead, and they've made a whole trip out of it. And it's really nice to meet those fans, because they are just, all of our fans have been great. Every single person that's come to the table and to meet with us, or, there are some conventions in which we have dinner or a barbecue with them or a breakfast, and they've all been great. But to think that people will come over to the United States, from another country, to see us and meet us and spend time with us is really, we're just kind of in awe of them.
When we go to Europe, we have a lot of fans that come, and part of the intrigue for them is that they weren't allowed to see the movie when it first came out. It was considered a video nasty, and in England, and then in Germany, really, it's only recently that they've been able to buy the movie. They've had to get illegal copies of it to see it. What is that called?
Bootleg.
Bootleg copies?
Yeah, they've had to get bootleg copies because they couldn't even, it wasn't allowed to be sold.
That's crazy.
Or they'd have edited, it was edited tightly, and it wasn't the real movie. So they're very curious. They're very curious about the movie and anxious to meet it. So it's almost like it's just starting there, in a way.
It means the convention circuit looks like it's going to be going on for a while for y'all then, right?
Well, it's surprised it's lasted this long, I'll tell you. And every year when the new year starts and we say, well, I think we've met all of our Evil Dead fans. It's been great. And then within a few days or whatever, it's so ironic. We'll get an invitation to a convention, or fans will write and say, can you come here? So it's been a pretty steady flow, and it's been a fun ride. That's, we can certainly say that. It's been a fun ride.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think it'll ever end.
Yeah, I believe y'all continue to get the invites.
Yeah, I don't think something with the horror community. I think it just continues to flow, because the younger generation picks up on it, and it just keeps going and keeps going.
I think you're right. I think because it does definitely pass down to even generations in a family. We've had a number of people stop by and say, I want to introduce you to my son and his wife and their daughter, and I introduced my son to the movie when he was, a young child, and then we scold the parents about that. We don't think that's a good idea. And you have a lot of people who come with 2 or 3 generations.
Yeah, it's just a never-ending thing, I believe, with the horror community.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of like the sound of music in horror. It's like a mainstream horror movie that the whole family can watch and enjoy. Oddly.
I actually watched almost all of it before we come and done this interview. So I got to freshen back up on it. But
wait! You didn't watch the whole thing before this?
You said almost. Almost.
Well, I've seen it before, but I have
He's
like
refreshing himself.
Yeah, refreshing my memory. But
Okay.
Rest
Yeah.
in your memory. Okay, I'll let that one go.
Yeah, that hurt. I gotta tell you.
That hurts. Yeah.
Betsy, what was it like having your head in a vice?
Do you mean on the table?
Yeah.
Well, it wasn't actually my head in the vise. My head was just out in plain view for the chainsaw. But I was actually chained up and my legs and my chest. And yes, those were real chains, and they really did clink, 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 just like it did when they snapped them shut. And we had to make sure, we had to test them several times to make sure that they would unlock as well. So that was, I think on that particular night, that was the first of a couple of stupid decisions on my part. And the second decision that I okayed was to go ahead and have that chainsaw buzzing, a real running chainsaw with real chains running over my neck. But hey, I am very grateful to be here to tell about it.
Yeah, that's insane.
It was. And you know, there's a part of you that says, even though I was young, how could I have been so stupid? And I don't think I'm the first person to ever say that in certain situations, and won't be the last. But not everybody gets to stay with a chainsaw over their neck. And I thank Bruce Campbell for at least having a level hand and not drinking too much coffee that night.
Yeah.
Jerky.
Yeah,
Twitching.
that could have been dodgy.
I was going to ask, how long did it take y'all to film? Like, how long were you in the woods? Like, as far as filming goes, how many days or hours, I guess you could say, at a time would y'all be out there?
Well, I don't think we kept track of the hours per se, but we were, I think the whole shoot was around 6 to 8 weeks, something like that. And we some of us came and left and came back. So, you know, I think it was over the holiday, Christmas holiday. I think I went home on Christmas and came back on New Year's or something like that. It was about something like that, 6 to 8 weeks.
I think Teresa's being modest. I think Theresa was one of the ones who stayed the longest. We all were down there towards the end of October, and they were finished with what they could do with me in the cabin just a couple of days before Christmas. But if I'm not mistaken, Theresa, I think you were the brave one and stayed throughout until the end of the year or early January. But in all retrospect, then we all came back later in the spring, 3 and 4 and 5 months later, to do more scenes in Michigan. But I think Teresa's being modest about her time down there. She was really devoted to getting this done.
I don't recall coming back in the spring. Maybe that's why, because I had decided I was done with it. I'd stayed too long.
Done.
It affected me psychologically. I could no longer participate in any more.
Damn.
I'm done. I'm
I'm done. I'm out of here. But we had a very nice, even though it was crazy and scary and probably stupid, we did have a lot of good times because we were all young and we had this sort of vision that we were going to make this movie, and that part of it was a lot of fun. It was like a high school group or something, on a mission to accomplish something. So we all did different things. We didn't necessarily just act. We were, you know, cleaning the house or moving cow turds out of the cabin so that we could shoot, doing setups with everybody. So it was a lot of fun on that level.
So the actors are pretty much the crew as well.
Sounds like
Yes, exactly.
Was that in the contract? No.
You laugh, but no.
Yeah, I didn't think it was.
Who was the best?
There were 3 or 4, maybe at the most, on a set, 3 or 4 additional people, and one was the prop builder, one was Tom Sullivan, special effects, one might have been just, you know, a friend down for a week from Detroit to help out in any way they could. But, if you have to move a piece of furniture or if you have to build something quickly, it usually takes more than one person. So they would, look to us to help. And a lot of the nights if Theresa was filming, Ellen and I would just go on the set, just to help her out and be there for support, and vice versa. And they would do the same for me, and we would do the same for Ellen. So we were pretty much on the set every single night, whether we were filming or not, because we were either, helping dig a hole or just being there to wrap somebody up warmly if they were out in the woods for a long time.
Yeah, I think the girls had to kind of support each other because we were the only 3 women on the set, and guys just they have a different way of living. They can just go to sleep on the floor if they're tired, and we liked a little more,
You wanted a mattress, right?
Yeah, we were each other's personal assistants, which basically, in Evil Dead terms, we helped get the Carol syrup out of each other's eyes and noses.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Or if like Betsy would be. There's a funny picture, I think it's on our Facebook page somewhere, where Betsy's under where they had buried her alive. And that scene took a while to do. So while she's not underground, she's just laying there in a negligee, and Ellen and I were like on top of her, keeping her warm so that she wouldn't freeze to death, stuff like that.
Yeah, it actually looked and appeared a little strange, but that's exactly what they were doing. It was sort of a huddle up mentality.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it was actually a very cold winter in Tennessee. One of the reasons they had decided to shoot down there was because they got a late start, and in Michigan it's typically pretty cold that time of year. But unfortunately, that was the coldest year on record, I believe.
Oh,
in
man.
Tennessee.
So y'all got lucky enough
maybe
to...
not. Yeah, it was really
I think you've got it right, T.
Yeah, nobody had planned on it being cold, and so we were always freezing. They had no really way of keeping us warm except for this. What was it? A big blow heater that was.
Well, it was actually it was a gas gas-fed heater that they found that they used to use on high school football teams, on their football field. But it's truly meant to be used outside so that the fumes don't poison and kill football players. And we brought it inside pretty much every night.
That was our heat. Yeah.
That's what I was thinking. I was
so
like,
we're all. What's that?
I was just sitting here thinking, like, you all are shooting in late October and December. It's cold here, and just
yeah. I hope you're feeling really sorry for it.
Yeah.
I was just like, why would y'all shoot so late in the season? But because it gets cold.
Yeah.
You're in that shitty cabin.
Yeah. No heat, no water, no electricity, no bathroom.
Yeah, that definitely had to change y'all's life and career. Of what are y'all going to do going forward from there?
Only go up.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the beauty of it. You can't go lower than that.
Yeah, you cannot.
Jesus.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to know what that kind of movie would be about. But what was it like working with Sam Raimi?
Sam was a very sort of focused person for being as young as he was. He had done a lot of experimenting as a kid with different cameras, and by the time they made this movie, they had already made Within the Woods, so they had a really clear vision of what they wanted to do. And Sam, he knew what he wanted to do, and he had a sort of an evil side to him, which I think is revealed in Evil Dead, he just liked to torture the audience. He would often say, more blood, more milk, or whatever we were, spewing out of our mouth, because we want to torture them. And he was referring to the audience. So he had a real idea and clear vision of what he wanted.
Well, he got it across, I believe.
Yeah, I mean,
I think he did. I think you're right. And he was also a big fan of the Three Stooges, which I think you can also see in the movie. A lot of slapstick. I think they were all fans of that. Bruce, Campbell, and I think that's why they were friends, because they had this sort of, Three Stooges mentality, which is what made it hard for the three girls, because they were always doing slipping on the banana peel kind of jokes. And it's funny at first, and then it's like, okay,
yeah,
can we grow up a little here? But that's what they were into, and I think that's also clear in the movie.
Oh yeah. Is there anything y'all are all working on right now, or anything y'all want to throw out there?
Well, we definitely want everyone to know we're going to be in London in December, the first week of December, just in case there's someone in Tennessee that hears this and they've been thinking about taking a trip there. We will be there at what is called Week of Hell? No. Weekend of Hell. Weekend of Hell, and I think it's the 9th and the 10th of December. So Ellen, Betsy, and myself, we will all three be there. But keep checking our Facebook page for updates on other things, too. It's called Ladies of the Evil Dead.
All right, yeah.
And we have our own page.
I will link that in the description of everything, so they can just click right on it.
Oh, that'd be great. Yeah, that would be great. And then I'm about to do some theater here, but I don't think that anyone in Tennessee will be.
Well, it's not just Tennessee that listens.
Yeah, that just so that's just so happened to be the name of the.
Yeah, we're just Tennessee Horror News, but this isn't just Tennessee who listens. We actually have people listen across the state and
international.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, perfect. Yeah. So, I'm joining Theater 40. It's a theater here in LA, and I've got a movie that's out called American Stable. It's a sort of a thriller. And Betsy, I know you're doing a lot of things.
Well, both of us have worked, whether we took a break to have children or not, we've maintained, our foot in the door in the business. Theresa does a lot of voiceovers and TV commercials, and I just worked yesterday on a brand new show that's going to be on TV Land called American Woman with Alicia Silverstone. And then I just got signed to do a number of episodes on a new HBO series with Amy Adams called Sharp Objects. So, we're staying busy.
That's awesome.
And we're very lucky. We're very lucky, and we live right here in LA, and we've, Ellen lived here for a while, and she's moved out into the country, but we stay busy.
Well, I'm glad y'all are staying busy, and
the work continues to flow.
Yeah. Well, we really appreciate y'all taking the time to, be on here with us and everything. Y'all are amazing.
Yeah, and
thank you.
We like I said.
Well, thank you. You guys are amazing. We're amazing, and you're amazing. So we're all amazing.
Well,
and your fans, I'm sure, are amazing, and our fans are amazing. So it's been an amazing time.
Well,
okay, I have another thing, Betsy. By the way, we do love, and what Betsy said earlier about having them come and meet us, and all of them being so great. It's really true. We get a lot of joy out of meeting them and hearing their experience with Evil Dead and what it means to them. So it's a lot of fun for us.
Oh yeah, I say so. Well, hopefully we get to see y'all at a convention sometime soon if y'all come to Tennessee anytime.
Yeah, you need to get us to Tennessee, Johnny and Jim Jam. You need to do that for us.
We can see what we can work on.
We've done the full moon in Tennessee.
Oh,
I think it's called full.
Yeah,
The Full Moon Tattoo and Horror Convention. That was a lot of fun, and that's why we want to come back.
Yeah, we're actually.
We loved it.
We're going to be covering that this year. It's in October.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, are you? Okay.
Yeah, Ben and Stacy are awesome people there. So we love that
tell
festival.
Ben Dixon we said hello.
all right, we'll try to throw a thing in his ear like, hey, won't you get the ladies of the Evil Dead?
Yeah.
Give him a call this afternoon.
I'll shoot them a message on Facebook. So they need to talk to you, Ben.
You do that. You do that.
All right.
We really appreciate it, and we hope y'all have a good rest of the weekend. And
Take care.
we'll be in touch when this comes
Thank
out.
you.
All right, you guys. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Yeah, send it to our Facebook page so we can post it.
Oh, we will. I definitely will.
The interview. Great.
Yeah,
Thanks
we
very
will.
much.
All right. Well, y'all have a good one.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye. All right, so Theresa Tilly, Betsy Baker
Yeah.
from The Evil Dead, the original film, that is, as you know.
OG Scream Queen.
They're really nice people.
Yeah.
Got some information, and I guess it was hell on set there.
Yeah,
I don't know how to
like
put it. I don't think the Actors Guild or Union or whatever the hell they are would.
They wouldn't be down for none of
that shit. They probably wouldn't have been down for that shit if they had known that it was happening then. You know what I'm saying?
It's probably why they left it out of the contract.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to do it.
They would have got sued.
But hope y'all enjoyed it.
And
Like, share, subscribe.
this is on everything. Every platform you can imagine.
Yep. So, that's all we got. Yeah.
Peace.